If they running their mouth, then they looking for trouble. Ran right up in the knowledge, now they back in the huddle. See, they know we can fight. New content every week. Me and Dr. Clyde keep on bringing the heat. Now they know that we driven, and they know we ain't quitting. Yoshi and Dr. Winner keep on bringing the energy. Unity. See, they know we ain't stopping, and they know they got problems, and they ran out of options. If they know got a problem, can't let it go unsolved. Bring back slander, Afrocentric history, we see tomorrow. Karma's karma, I say what I say, I hear underwater. Till I see I fall off, then I bring y'all up on note. I'm back up on my Clyde winners, 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 Clyde winners. Divine winters, Clyde winters, mind bender, Clyde winters. I'm Richard, ride with ya, master teacher, create masters, Clyde winters. Give respect to the elder, Clyde winters. I know that somebody out there looking for me. I told you somebody out there looking for me. I think there's somebody out there looking for me. I think there's somebody out there looking for me.
We have to live by my heart. We have to live by my heart. I have not done wrong. I have not robbed. I have not stolen. I have not drank. I have not told lies. I have not stolen food. I was not stolen. I have not fornicated with the fornicator. I have not caused anyone to weep. I have not dissembled. I have not transgressed. I have not discussed secrets. I have brought no lawsuits. I have not wronged the population. I have not struck kill. I have not transgressed the law. I have not been hunted. Except when I'm talking about on the tongue. I have not made extolling. I have not bragged. I have not cursed. I have not been violent. I have not confounded truth. I have not been impatient. I have not cursed again.
Dr. Winter's legacy is a testament to the power of knowledge and the unyielding spirit of exploration. His impact is felt worldwide, as he shares and enlightens at conferences, symposiums, and collaborative projects. His voice is a beacon in the academic world, challenging, inspiring, and always educating. His journey reminds us that the quest for knowledge is never-ending, and its impact is timeless. Dr. Winters teaches us to challenge the narratives and to learn with an open mind. As he always says, B1 is not a group, it's a lineage. Let his story inspire everybody to pursue knowledge relentlessly and to always seek the truth. Now let us welcome in the grandfather of research, the Trill OG himself, the Honorable Dr. Clyde Winters.
What up, though? What up, though? Whoa. What up, family? Do you know what day it is? Yes, it's Thursday. And Thursday is what? Thursday is the day I do Black History Gems. Yes. Thursday is the day I do Black History Gems. And I have a real good presentation today that I'm going to talk to you about the Dravidians. Yes. Today, many East Indians in the United States prefer to be recognized as Caucasian. But, up until maybe about 10 years ago, they were proud to be recognized as members of the Black race. But again, today they find more comfort in being recognized as pseudo-whites, because that adds more to the white family, and you have to understand is that today, the Caucasian, because of white supremacy, he needs everybody who he can find that don't want to pretend to be to be, and pretend to be in a sense, white, because they've kind of lost it. Yes, they've kind of lost it. Today I want to talk about the melanated Dravidian African world. Yes, yes. Many people, when they think about the Dravidians, they 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 usually, in a sense, don't really consider this group anymore because they don't like to be called Dravidians. Most of the East Indians over here want to be considered white, and they follow a kind of racist path. But at the same time, usually Europeans eventually put them in their place, and Europeans eventually say, no, 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 no. You're not white. You're not white. You're not even, you're not one of us. But the thing is, this is that they still prefer to follow this path of negativity, this path of loss. And today I want to talk about the Dravidians, you see. First of all, in a sense, I hope you guys will remember, in a sense, is that we do need research. And I hope that some of you guys will do research and maybe make some videos of your own to kind of highlight our history, highlight our greatness, because we do need this. Yes, yes, yes. We do need this, And that's very good. Denise Bryan says, good afternoon, B1, baby, B1. Yes, yes, yes. B1, we're B1. But again, like I said, we're going to talk about the melanated world. And so let's get started. Black people have a very inspirational and also a very mysterious history. Why? How can it be inspirational and also mysterious? Well, it's mysterious because the fact is that many people, don't know the spiritualism, don't know, in a sense, the symbolism, don't understand that because we are the oldest people on this planet, we carry, in a sense, ideas. We carry, in a sense of being that recognizes this antiquity. It's scary. Yes, yes. It's very scary to recognize, in a sense, the antiquity of Black people, because you've been taught that Black people are inferior. You've been taught that Black people don't have a history. You've been taught that Black people, in a sense, are waiting. Yes, waiting for the European to come and hand them up, pick them up, and carry them over. Finish line. No. We can carry ourselves because of our great history. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, yes, yes. Let the researcher do the research. And this is very important. I have a research class that if you want to join it, check it out because, you may find it to be very interesting. It's an interesting course. So you may want to check the course out, and, that's something for you to maybe think about. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, let the researcher do the research. Dr. Clyde Winters, let him do the research. We need more researchers like Dr. Clyde Winters. Yes, yes, yes. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, we don't understand that it takes people who want to do research to be able, in a sense, to tell us our history. Yes, many people have taken my course, The Afrocentric Researcher. You can take it too. All you got to do is join. But if you don't, in a sense, join, understand that it's through your hard work, through your persistence, that you can become a researcher. Yes, yes, yes. Let the researcher do the researcher. You know what? I've written some books that can help you to be a researcher. Those books are Pathfinder, Clyde Winters in Search of the Roots of Afrocentric Studies. Yes, yes, this book is an important book. It'll help you learn all about your history. My other book is Afrocentric Researcher by Dr. Clyde Winters. This book, in a sense, is the most important book that you will find. What makes this book important is that the Afrocentric researcher provides you with a course, yes, provides you with a course outline that tells you all the things you do to be a great researcher. Yes, get these books, get these books, The Afrocentric Researcher, and in a sense, get my book, Pathfinder. These books are the books you need to be successful, the books that will make you a great researcher. Get these books, but let the researcher do the research, but you can be the researcher too. Researcher do the research, but you can be the researcher too. I want you to go to my Patreon after I complete my presentation. I'm going to put the slides on my Patreon. So you can go to my Patreon and see the slides. It's only $5 to join. You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Clyde Winters 8. And also follow me on TikTok.com at Clyde Winters 3. Many of these short videos were done by Yoshimod the Genius. And I'd like to thank Yoshimod the Genius for much of his support. And I hate the fact that the Genius has been a little bit, he's been off the internet for a while. He's been having a little, difficulties. But Yoshimod is the Genius, and Yoshimod is such a great, creator of content. Again, you can view my shorts on TikTok. They were made by Yoshimod. Come to my YouTube channel. Yes, my YouTube channel, Clyde Winters YouTube channel. Here you can see over 500 videos. And of course, you can order my books at Amazon.com. Yes, Amazon.com. B1 is acknowledging your Black African ancestry and mod, not heritage. We must be race men and women proud of our culture and African Black ancestry. What is B1? B1, Black First, is unity with mod. Yes. B1 is unity with mod. B1 is in a sense, the manifestation of the beauty of who and what we are. Some of my books on Dravidians include The Dravidian Connection, Dravidian Tamal is the language of the Indus Valley writing, An Unofficial History of Dravidian Writing. You can order all these books on Amazon.com. Check these books out. And if you want to know more about the various Black civilizations, get my book, They Hit the World History of the Black Race. This book will share with you all the various studies that relate to ancient Black people. They've got a very good video on YouTube. It's called First Americans Were Black. Check out this video. It's done by some brothers, and in this video they discuss the information that I've discovered, genetic information, genomic information that shows how the original Americans were Black. B1 equal Black first. B1 equal brilliant first. Yes. We are B1. We are Black and brilliant. What is FBA? FBA is not a group. FBA is not an organization. FBA is a lineage. A lineage is lineal descent from an ancestor, ancestry or pedigree. As a result, we are descendants of the Black Europeans, African and Aboriginal Blacks who built these United States. Yes. We are of a tripartite origin. The original homeland of the Dravidian speaking people was the Saharan zone of Middle Africa. We call the ancestors of the Dravidians the Proto-Saharans. The homeland of the Proto-Saharans was the Libyan and Sudanese deserts. It was in this region between 9,000 to 6,000 BC that elements of Proto-Dravidian culture were created. These are the Dravidian people. Yes, most of the Dravidians or East Indians we see over here have, straight hair, maybe in a sense, would appear to be Caucasian. But this is how the Dravidians look in South India. As you can see, they're not just one group. Some have straight hair, some have kinky hair, you see? But all of them have distinct Negroid features, you see? Don't get it twisted. When you see many of the people on videos today, many of them are Aryan or Brahmin backgrounds. But the majority of Dravidian people are dark, like you, dark like me, dark like us. Long ago in the Saharan desert, there was a great civilization. Look at some of these. These are supposed to be called yardags. Look at these yardags. They could have been towers. They could have been pyramids. But they believe in a sense is that these various, structures were created by the wind blowing across the Sahara. But if you look at this, it looks as though it could have been a city at one time. Who knows? We need somebody to excavate these areas. We need somebody to check these areas out. We need somebody to get an archaeological team and see exactly what they represent. You know, they love many artifacts, red and black pottery, as you can see on the right-hand side. They love writing, inscriptions. Yes, 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 yes. Our Dravidian ancestors, the Dravidians, in a sense, left us many beautiful monuments. They left us writing. They left us much knowledge about who and what they were, you see. Many Dravidians lived in Kush, the Kush. This is where the Kush was, in Kufa. Here we can see, in a sense, some of the Dravidians. We see the Pandian symbol on the right-hand side. And if you notice, they have the two fishes. And we see, in a sense, the two snakes that are associated with Taharqa. The Dravidians and Aryans are not one group genetically. The Indo-Aryan Indians, in a sense, come from a different genetic pool than the Dravidian people. Dravidians and Indo-Aryan speakers are Hindus. Although both groups are Hindus, they have different religious practices. The North Indians were very xenophobic, and many have become Hindutva. Hindutva, that's the name, in a sense, for Hindu nationalists. The Hindutva teach a lie that South Indians and North Indians have the same genetic ancestry. This is a lie manifested by the Hindutva. They do not have the same ancestry. These findings were confirmed by Reich. Reich et al. Claims that the Indian cline divides Indians into two groups, ancestral North Indians and ancestral South Indians. The ancestral North Indians are related to Western Eurasians and speak Indo-European languages. The ancestral South Indians, on the other hand, speak Dravidian languages. Dr. David Reich wrote in Reconstructing Indian Population History in Nature 461, page 489, and I quote, "One of the ancient ancestral North Indians is genetically close to Middle Easterners, Central Asians, and Europeans, whereas the other, the ancestral South Indians, isn't as distinct from ANI and East Asians as they are from each other. By introducing methods that can estimate ancestry without accurate ancestral populations, we show that the anatomically North Indian ancestry range from 39 to 71% in most Indian groups and is higher in traditionally upper caste and Indo-European speakers. This genetic data clearly divides the North and South Indians and supports the AIT theory and the replacement of an original Dravidian-speaking people in the North by the invading Indo-European-speaking Vedic people. B.B. Lau, in 1963, proved conclusively that the Dravidians were genetically related to the Sikh group of Nubia, given the fact that both groups use one, a common black and red ware pottery, a common burial complex incorporating megaliths and circular rock enclosures, and a common type of rock-cut sepulchre. The black and red ware industry, pottery industry that is, diffused from Nubia across West Asia into Rajasthan, and hence to East, Central, and South India. Yes, yes, yes. This type of pottery, first used in Africa, spread all over into India and other parts of the area. B.B. Lau proved conclusively that the Dravidians were genetically related to the Sikh group of Nubia, given the fact that both groups used a common black and red ware, common burial complex incorporating megaliths and circular rock enclosures. Here you can see some of the South Indian red and black ware, and if you notice, you can see these marks on it. That's writing. Yes, yes, yes. That's writing on those pots. The Tehanu are often associated with the C group people. Dravidians and Niger Congo speakers can trace their descent back to these groups. The Tehanu use red and black pottery, like some of these figures here that come from the ancient Egyptian or Saharan region. The ancestors of Dravidians, Manding, and Sumerians were organized into a federal system or federal state during the Neolithic subpluvial. These early Proto-Saharans made adequate uses of local game and plant life, and they established permanent and seasonal settlements around well-stocked fishing holes. They lived on plains punctuated by mountains and numerous points of inundation due to the frequency of rain in the ancient Sahara. when it was green. Yes, yes, yes. The Proto-Saharans claim descent from the Ma, or Fish Confederation. The Ma Confederation includes the Egyptians, Elamites, Dravidians, Manding, and Sumerian speakers. And none of this great ancestor Ma, they worshiped a god called Amun, Aman, or Amma. Dravidians originated in Africa. They use the same red and black ceramics as Africans. Red and black pottery dates back to 4000 BC in Africa. It was used by many Kushite nations like Kerma and the Sea Group people. In addition to pay homage to Ma, the descendants of the Proto-Saharans use the term Ma to denote greatness or highness. E.g., Manding had the word Maga and Dravidians Ma. Other Proto-Saharan tribes claim direct descent from the great Ma, founder of the Fish Confederation. For example, some of the Mandi call themselves Ma-Indi, the children of Ma, and the Sumerians call themselves Magari, exalted God's children. The users of black and red were usually called Kushites. The Proto-Dravidian migrations were not spontaneous in nature. Their colonization of Central Asia was formalized. The Proto-Dravidians, colonists of Inner Asia, were motivated by both curiosity and the need for metals. Metallurgy was important to man in the 3rd millennium BC. Here you can see some of the migration patterns. You can see how they migrated out of Africa into Asia. You're probably saying, why was there so many migrations out of Africa into the other parts of the world? Why couldn't the people have done the things themselves in the Middle East or in Central, or even in Central Europe? One of the reasons was because the fact is that the African continent is fairly stable. Other parts of the world frequently had earthquakes, frequently had other earth changes through climatic and also, in a sense, tectonic events, that because of the stability of the African continent, then you haven't seen as many changes on the African continent as in other parts of the world. It doesn't mean that one day we may see some changes, in the future, but in most cases, there was very few changes, and so people had a relatively stable way of living. According to Sargent 1992, Dravidian populations are not native to India, but are of African origin. Archaeological evidence supports this. Dravidians are related to the Niger-Congo group and once lived in Nubia. They shared black and red ware pottery, megalithic burials, and writing. Linguistic and anthropological evidence links Dravidians to the Sea Group people of Nubia. They carried millet. Yes, they cultivated millet. And they made black and ware pottery from Africa to India. Genetic claims of Holocene migration of black and Dravidian peoples are challenged. Cultural data like millet, pottery suggest Neolithic migration patterns rather than the latter ones. Yes, yes, yes. By 3000 BC, Dravidian and Mandi people migrated out of Africa. They moved through Iran into Central Asia, Europe, and the Indus Valley. Kushites lived in the Fezzan and Hagar highlands of the Saharan region. Post 4000 BC, Unanians is an archaeological group. Yes, the Unanians is an archaeological civilization. Their ancestors spread the Unanian Hafian toolkit and domesticated crops and animals across Middle Africa. Kushites introduced mtDNA U6, M1, T2, X, K, and Y, and Y chromosome R1b into Eurasia from Africa. The Hattic-speaking people, sometimes called the Hindu in the ancient literature, were Kushites. They called themselves, in addition to calling themselves the Hunu, they called themselves Kashgar, or Kushites, and they also carried RB1 haplogroup. Hittite was likely a lingua franca based on the Hattic language. Multiple Anatolian languages coexisted and used Hittite for administration purposes. Hattians lived in Anatolia and worshipped Kashu and Kusuk. Their cultural ties to the Kaska tribes were strong and deep-rooted. Kushites spread millet and cattle herding to Anatolia, South Asia, and Europe. Millet's qualities made it ideal for their mobile lifestyles. Yes, these ancient people, they cultivated a crop that we call millet. When Iranians crossed into Iberia 3200 to 2900 BC, they introduced megaliths and the bell beaker culture. Portugal and Brittany were settled by megalithic Africans who created mujum and teviek sculptures. Bell beaker culture spread from Africa into Iberia by 2700 BC. Proto-beaker pottery dates back to 4500 BC in the Sahara. Think about that. The antiquity of this pottery style is quite striking. Bell beaker ceramics found at Hasi, Uenzaga, and Ifri, Uavarid. These sites connect African and Iberian cultures. Tariq shows bell beaker pottery styles spread from Morocco to Iberia on into Europe. Cavisild and Matheson note presence of V88 and African genomes in ancient European agropastoralists. V88 is often associated with R1b. The Dravidians migrated from Africa to Asia. At this time, man was already mining metals to be fabricated into tools, jewelry, and cooking utensils. Most scholars speculate that by 2000 BC, properties of many common metals were understood and the location of ores were known. The Dravidians probably early knew basic smelting and fabricating techniques and the basic alloy compositions. For example, gold. The metals were carried on both land and sea by Proto-Saharan merchants, especially the Manding and Dravidian speakers of Asia. Boats were used for water transportation, while the horse or ass may have been used to carry goods along overland routes. Cattle were often used to pull carts loaded with goods. Here we can see now South Indian Dravidian soldier. Here we can see a Dravidian on horseback. The Dravidians settled in Asia between 3000 and 2800 BC. From here, the Dravidians spread into Central Asia, China, South and Southwest Asia. Yes. They didn't remain in one place. They were out searching for new lands, new minerals, new ways to make money. It was probably from the Iran that bronze working radiated into Central and Southeast Asia. Menzies, using linguistic data, noted that, and I quote, assumed an earlier habitat of the Dravidians far to the northwest on the plateau of Iran, an area extending still a little bit more to the north and into what has become Turkestan. This view is now confirmed by archaeological evidence of an Indus culture in the Inner Asia. And the Indus Valley culture was a culture developed by the Tamil, who formerly lived in South India and North India as well. The epicenter of Dravidian dispersals in Asia was Iran. The motivation behind the Dravidian dispersals was agropastoralists in the region and a search for new sources of metals for trade with Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, and beyond. This would explain the close relationship between Dravidian and Elamite on the one hand, and Manding and Dravidian and Elamite on the other. Here you can see some of the self-sacrificing statues that we find in South India. From Iran, the Dravidian speakers made their way to Indus Valley with their steps the Harappan or Indus Valley civilization. Here you can see some of the Harappan styles, some of the Harappan seals. I deciphered this ancient Harappan in the 1980s. I got about 15 or 20 articles that you can read. Plus, I've written a book on how to read the Indus Valley writing if you're interested in learning more about the messages that these people, our great Black ancestors, left us. In addition to Black and Red were on Proto-Dravidian sites in Asia, there's a clear association of irrigation agriculture and mining operations on the Shor Tagai plains, settled by the Harappans. At Shor Tagai, archaeologists have found industrial sites where lapis lazuli was worked, and other oases and steppe areas. The Dravidians practiced a sedentary pastoral economy centered on irrigation and agriculture. Here's an Dravidian on a horse. Other Proto-Dravidians entered Turkmenia As in the rest of Asia, Dravidians spread over the region by watercraft. This is one of the reasons why the Indus Valley culture, as well as Sumerian civilization, were established along rivers. Yes, yes. The people were in boats, and as they traveled along rivers, they would stop and they would form settlements. And as a result, it was these settlements that expanded from the coast, from the various coasts, the various, in a sense, river systems. And then people would, in a sense, use these coastal centers to spread into the interior and search for metals, and also, in a sense, establish trade with other people. Here's one of the ancient Dravidian sites, South Asia. Soon the climate changed in the Indus Valley. As a result of climatic changes, the Dravidian speakers migrated southward. As the Dravidians migrated southward, they continued to build towns and make red and black pottery. They also shared many genetics, especially R1 and other haplogroups that we find among Dravidians today. The Nuba teach a lie. The South Indians or North Indians have the same genetic ancestry. No. South Indians are different. South Indians are more related to Africans, not in the sense North Indians, you see. In conclusion, the black and red ware industry diffused from Nubia across West Asia to Rajasthan and thence to East, Central, and South India. You can see some of the red and black pottery that is identical to pottery from the Egyptian area, but this red and black pottery wasn't found in Egypt. This red and black pottery was found in South India. If you want to find out more about these interesting Dravidian civilizations, get my book, The Dravidian Connections. My book on the Tamil language and my unofficial history of Dravidian writing. These books can be ordered from Amazon.com. Get these books, share them with your friends, share them with your relatives, learn more about who and what you are. Thank you. Because, see, Black people have a great history. Not only do Black people have a great history, Black people, in a sense, are in a sense, the prisoners of history. We made knowledge. We, in a sense, went out and we spread this knowledge around the world. So I hope that you, in a sense, will, look at this video several times, and maybe you too one day want to do some research and add more to this understanding, And this is greetings, brilliant first, late but still here. Yes. How you doing, Dorville? But again, this says, Primrose 70, can you please do discussion about the real Blackfeet of the Carolinas? So many of us come from that tribe. That's a very interesting topic. I'll look into it, Penrose. But you have to understand, in a sense, is that there's little, in a sense. It's complicated. It's complicated because of the fact, in a sense, is that there's not supposed to be any Blackfoot in the United States, and they always claim that the Blackfeet are in Canada, which is a lie. There were many Blackfeet. And the original Blackfeet, in fact, were in these United States. One day I'll probably do a video on the Blackfeet so that you can get a greater understanding of this. Because many FBAs, Foundational Black Americans, do in a sense have a shared relationship with the Blackfeet people, And again, Dorvell, greetings, brilliant first, late but still here. Thank you for coming and sharing your time with us, because nobody has to come here. No. Nobody has to come here. And I thank you for sharing your time with us. Karen Vincent, B1, Black, beautiful, and brilliant. Yes. We are Black. We are beautiful. We are brilliant. Have a great day. And again, in a sense, remember that don't just in a sense, not try to spread the truth. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do, Yes. Support the ones who do.
If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the to speak up. Support the ones who do. Vampires, they prey on your fears to the next day. Your way, vampires, they prey on your fears. Control your honest fears. Don't let them take your energy. What I say. Don't let them suck your control your honest fears. Distraction away from you. What I say. I am you. And control your honest fears. Don't let them take your energy. What I say. Don't let them suck your energy. What I say. It's a distraction away from me. What I say. I am you and you are me. What I say. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. Nobody but yourself. Don't follow. I said nobody but yourself. Don't follow. Nobody but yourself. Don't follow yourself. Nobody yourself. Nobody but yourself.
Buy my latest book, History and Cultures of Black Aboriginals in America. This is the first book that explains and discusses the entire history of how the original people who lived in the America were Black Aboriginals. These Black Aboriginals lived in many different tribes. They built stone pyramids. They built great cities. They built underwater bridges that linked both sides of the Mississippi River. Buy this book, History and Culture of the Black Aboriginals. Find out how many of us, most of us, just about all of us, who are blacks, native to America, have Aboriginal ancestors. Get this book. Learn about our history. Learn about our culture. Our identity and our culture as Black foundational Americans. Yes, yes. Wars between Black Indians and whites were manufactured to produce Black slaves for whites. The English, the French, and the Dutch provided the Native Americans with guns, rum, and cheap goods to purchase Native American Indian slaves. Between 1670 and 1720, many Black Native Americans were enslaved. The Black Native Americans were sold into slavery throughout the 13 colonies. Mississippi Valley, Canada, and the British West Indies. The majority of Black Native Americans sold into slavery by whites and Indians. Slave traders were the Choctaw, the Yamasee, and other Carolina tribes. Yes, yes. Many of these tribes, like the Mandi, Mandinga, many of these tribes, we've lost their names. And their names have been lost to history because of the fact, in the sense, that when the European came, as he conquered these Black Indians, he just made them slaves. And so over time, in a sense, their nations disappeared. Over time, in a sense, their history wasn't recorded. Over time, they were even able to deny that Aboriginal Blacks even existed in America. They wanted to give our Aboriginal ancestors gifts. And the only problem with the gifts that they gave us was that often these blankets that they gave us carried smallpox. Yes, diseases. They also, in a sense, gave us another gift, rum, fire water. And this rum caused an addiction among us. And in a sense, it led to a demand for guns because it incentivized Indian slave trading. Yes, the first slaves sold in America were Indians, Black Indians, selling other Black Indians to Europeans to work on their cotton, not on their cotton plantations, their tobacco plantations, their rice plantations. Yes, yes, yes. We sold each other over here, just like in Africa, because of the fact is that we failed to understand that we are one, we are one, we are one. We should be united based upon Our identity and our culture as black foundational Americans. Yes, yes. Reparations, baby, reparations. We deserve reparations. We deserve reparations like yesterday, not just today. No, not just today. We deserve our reparations. Give us our money, baby. Cut the check.
Cut the check, black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on code, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for resilience. Cut the check, black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on code, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for
The only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay black